But yeah, to just wrap up with some like quick questions. I'd
Yeah.
like to know, like, what is your favorite memory of like Wake Forest sports? Like, what's one of your top memories?
Well, I have so many, which I guess means I'm reaching elder statesman status. Um, some of your viewers or listeners may not think I'm so statesman-like today if they have differing views, but but I would, my first football game at Wake Forest, I watched John Makovic, the quarterback, handing the ball off to ACC Player of the Year, Brian Piccolo.
Wow.
And that comes to mind today because the great Gale Sayers, who
Mm-hmm.
was really one of the finest men I ever met, and had a tenure as an athletic director and investor, and was silky smooth on the football team, and was, I believe, the first interracial roommate in maybe the National Football League, but certainly with the Chicago Bears, roomed with Brian Piccolo. He passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And the Kansas Comet. And so it just kind of harkens back and brings back a flood of memories. And several of the Piccolo kids have come to Wake Forest and gone to school there. And, it's just a great family. And they're just, it's like Arnold Palmer. You say Piccolo or Palmer, and you're talking about our alma mater. But there are so many others. I've been with Billy Andrade last week and listening to folks talk about. There were people who were on both sides of the coin in 1986 when we came from 22 shots down, an unheard of comeback on the last day of the NCAA golf tournament to win the NCAA golf tournament. Billy Andrade and Tim Straub, Lynn Matisse, Chris Kite, and Barry Fabian were our team. That'll tell you how much I remembered. I was actually the chairman. The NCAA appoints a chairman for each event. I was the chairman for that event because it was at Wake Forest.
Oh, very cool.
And it was a great, day. Winning the ACC championship against Georgia Tech, winning those two ACC basketball tournament championships with Timmy and Randolph, with Coach Dave Odom, who I consider to be one of the greatest coaches in the history of Wake Forest in any sport. They're all just so many memories, and hopefully so many more to come.
That's right.
And I love living in the present and for the future too. And, we've been to 4 straight bowl games. And it's, as I said to Coach Clausen, we were taking a walk, a 7 or 8 mile walk a couple of weeks before the season started. I said, it's time for one for the thumb, buddy. We got rings for the first 4 fingers.
I love it.
Mean Joe Green's saying from the Pittsburgh Steelers days, one for the thumb. So
I love it. That's awesome.
Anyway.
That is pretty cool. Yeah. And in my last question, just because I know you said you've been playing golf all over, what's the best place you've played golf?
Boy, it's hard to beat out here. I mean, you have, Monterey Peninsula has 2, top 50 courses. Cypress Point is around the corner. Pebble Beach is across the street. It's pretty awesome here, but we've got a great course there in Winston-Salem. Old Town Club is a top 25 in the country golf course now, and East Lake down in Atlanta is one of my great favorites. But they're just, there's so many great courses, and I love going overseas to play. I'm a member of a club across the pond, and so I go to St. Andrews every year, and I love playing the old course. I mean, I've played there now probably, I'd say 2 or 2.5 dozen times.
Wow.
There's never been a time when I went to St. Andrews and stood on the first tee that the hair on the back of my neck didn't stand up and that I wasn't in awe of the fact that I'm playing the oldest golf course in the world.
Wow.
And treading in the footsteps of, so many great players, not the least of which is our favorite Demon Deacon of all, Mr. Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. That's incredible. That's really awesome. I even have hairs on the back of my neck, just like,
That's great.
That's so cool. I love that. Well, thank you again so much for taking the time. we could probably talk for hours about just all different facets of the sports industry and what we love. And so just thank you again for joining me today.
It's my privilege. Thanks, Ashley. Go Deeks.
Go Deeks.